Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. In this video, I'll be showcasing the title defense in Exhibition mod, something I first made about 2 years ago. Originally, my idea was to make it fully automatic, to generate all possible combinations for every wrestler and title. But that turned out to be impossible, because it would generate a massive amount of code lines that the game couldn't handle. So instead, I came up with a better solution, a tool that generates cheat codes only for the characters and championships you select. At first, it was a simple Python console script, but later I turned it into a full GUI version with an easy-to-use interface. The idea is simple, it's all based on if conditions that change specific memory addresses and byte values, and here comes the pain. It doesn't automatically make everyone win or lose titles, it only works for the wrestlers you choose. I made 2 separate versions. One for the vanilla game using default wrestler IDs. And another for the Ultimate Edition, which uses different IDs. This tool lets you enable title defense in exhibition mode, meaning after any exhibition match, you can decide who becomes champion. It supports all match types: single, tag, triple threat, fatal 4-way, 5-man, 6-man, handicap, ladder, TLC, table, cage, hell in a cell, submission, hardcore, etc. It works with every wrestler and championship. It also follows realistic title rules. For normal matches, titles can only change hands by pinfall or submission. DQ, KO, and ring out do not award titles. In special match types: ladder and TLC, grab the belt. Table, break the table. Cage, escape the cage. Submission and submission ultimate, give up only. Handicap, whoever gets the pin becomes champion. The tool only generates the necessary codes for your selected combinations, keeping the output small, optimized, and fully game-compatible. Unlike the old champion modifier codes that used fixed values, where champions stayed the same even if they lost in season mode, my method is fully dynamic. It doesn't interfere with how season mode works at all. It only adds title defense to exhibition mode, without locking or affecting any champions in the main game. After I first announced the title defense in exhibition mode, I went on to create several versions of the mod, and this one is the best possible within the game's limitations. During this journey, I also discovered the address that controls match types, which opens up a lot of new possibilities, but we'll talk more about that in another video. Next, I'll go over how the tool works in more detail, what the game's limitations are, and what's possible or not possible when it comes to title defense in exhibition mode. But before we get into the details, let's first take a look at the tool itself, and the different match types you can choose from. Each match type is organized under its own category for easier navigation. Also, make sure you're selecting the correct match type, because the cheat codes will only work for the options you choose. All wrestlers and CAWs are included in the character selection. You'll also see all available attires for each character. In the vanilla game, only the original attire IDs are shown. What you're seeing here are the attire IDs from the Ultimate Edition, because I created that version first. For example, Undertaker in the vanilla game has only 2 attires, while in the Ultimate Edition he has 5. If you get the tool, you'll actually get both versions, not just the Ultimate Edition. So when you use it with the vanilla game, you won't see 5 attires for many characters like in the Ultimate Edition. I just wanted to point this out so that when you see it in the video, you don't think anything is missing or broken. If you're wondering which attires are high poly, it's simple, just open the Help menu and click on Show High Poly IDs. You'll also need to choose which character is the current champion. That part is important, so make sure to select it correctly. Now, let's try swapping players. You can only swap between the characters that are currently available, and everything updates instantly. Here you can see all the championships you can choose from. Tag team titles only appear when the match category is tag or triple threat tag. The women's championship is only available if you select a female character first. Another very important part is entering the correct CRC. If you're not sure how to find it, here's how. Open PCSX2, run the game, go to the Tools menu, and check Enable System Console. Then scroll up until you see the CRC value and copy it. That's the one you need to enter. If the CRC is incorrect, the cheats won't load at all. I've also added some predefined sets. These help you quickly generate title defense codes to test. The tool generates a PNACH file containing all the cheat codes, and every time you generate new combinations, they're simply added to the file. It doesn't erase what's already there, so you can keep adding as many combinations as you want. And if you ever need to start fresh, there's a clear button that removes everything instantly. For now, I'll delete the generated file and show you how to use the tool manually step by step. I'll add timestamps in the video, but I recommend watching the whole video, because I'll explain several important notes you need to know before using the tool yourself. Alright, let's start by checking the default champions in the game. Now, as you can see, I've chosen a single match, single, without managers. Player 1 is Kurt Angle, and I've selected his second attire. Player 2 is Brock Lesnar, with his fourth attire. And as you saw earlier, the default WWE champion is Kurt Angle. Alright, let's generate this combination. And about high poly attires, as I mentioned earlier, go to Help and click on Show High Poly IDs. The first list shows high poly IDs in Free, Tier 1, and Tier 2, followed by Tier 3 changes, and then Tier 4 changes. I'm currently using Tier 4, so I'll check the high poly attires in this section. So, Kurt Angle's second attire is high poly, while Brock Lesnar's fourth attire is not. Make sure to reload the cheats so the changes take effect. You'll notice that I use fast forward speed several times throughout the video. I do this to keep the video shorter and avoid spending time on unimportant parts. When I'm showing entrances, I make sure to highlight which characters are carrying championship belts, so you can see everything clearly. I also show what happens in the console, meaning you're seeing a real-time recording, nothing is altered. Unfortunately, it's not possible to add the championship belt to the winning scene in exhibition mode. I tried to make it work, but I haven't figured out how yet. If I ever do, I'll be sure to update the mod. As you can see, Brock Lesnar has successfully become the WWE champion. But keep watching, this isn't the end. I'm going to point out two problems you might encounter and show you how to fix them. In the first combination, Player 2 won the match. Now, let's try making Player 1 win this time. Don't forget to select the correct champion. As you can see, the file size increased from 1 kilobyte to 2 kilobytes, which means the new combination didn't remove the old one. So now after we played another match, Brock Lesnar doesn't appear as WWE Champion anymore but Goldberg appear as World Heavyweight Champion, but does this means Brock is really not the champion? Let's check. Brock is still the champion, so why doesn't he show up as one? It's because season mode overrides the values when you start a new season. To fix it, just start a new season, redo the matches, Brock vs Kurt, Goldberg vs Triple H, and don't forget to save to the memory card. As you can see, both Brock and Goldberg are now shown as champions. Now, let's save to the memory card so the changes take effect. Now, let's test another combination and see if the cheat code still works. It didn't work. Why? Because I got distracted while recording and forgot to change the champion. I always forget this part. So make sure you select the correct champion. There we go, now it works just fine. Now, let's try this with tag matches. Tag teams were a bit more tricky to create cheat codes for, but I got it working. Remember, in a tag team there's member 1 and member 2, you need to know who the leader is. I forgot to set up the combinations for this match. But no worries, as long as the match isn't finished, we can still activate the cheat for it. So, let me explain why I chose that setup. Team 1 is player 1 and player 3, and Team 2 is player 2 and player 4. Since I selected WWE Tag Team Championship 1, the team leaders have to be placed opposite each other. That means, if the leader of the first team is in player 1's position, the opposing leader must be in player 2's position. And if the leader of the first team is in player 3's position, then the opponent's leader should be in player 4's position. As you can see, it works. Los Guerreros are now the champions. Now, let's do the same for the World Tag Team Championship, but this time we'll use Champion 2 instead of Champion 1. This works too. Now, focus on the next part, because we're about to run into the second problem I mentioned earlier. A weird thing happened. I pinned Big Show with John Cena, but somehow Big Show ended up becoming the champion. Well, it's actually not working the way it looks. Because of the game's limitations, after several matches, the game starts to delay in passing values. Basically, it used the winning data from the previous match instead of the new one. To avoid that, after changing titles, make sure to save to the memory card and restart the game. That'll fix it. Unfortunately, I didn't realize this problem until I was recording, but this is the best solution for now. Honestly, for a game like Here Comes the Pain, this is probably the best we can achieve. The game has a lot of limitations, and I always try my best to push the game's limits. So, I restarted the game but forgot to save to the memory card, and we lost the changes we made. Make sure to save to the memory after every change you make. Now, it works as expected. The cheat codes actually function correctly. The only issue comes from game limitations, so to be on the safe side, always save after making any changes with the title defense in exhibition codes, then restart the game, and repeat as needed. Next, I'll repeat the same process I used for triple threat matches, but this time for fatal 4-way matches, just to show that it's working as well. Next, I will do the same but for 5-man survival matches. In survival matches, it works too. The last wrestler remaining in the ring becomes the new champion. Everything is working just fine so far. Now, let's try something special. A real match type that actually existed back in the early 2000s. The Hardcore Time Limit Match. In this match, whoever pins the champion becomes the new champion, but there's a twist. There's a time limit, and the title can change hands multiple times during that period. If the new champion gets pinned before the timer runs out, the title switches again. When the time finally expires, the last person holding the title is declared the official winner and champion. As you can see, Rob Van Dam is the current champion. You can tell by the champion indicator. Whenever he gets pinned, the wrestler who pinned him immediately becomes the new champion. In this match type, you need to set the champion as player 1. I actually tried switching the champion indicator using cheat codes, but it caused several glitches. Sometimes it wouldn't update correctly during the match, and other times multiple wrestlers ended up with the indicator at once. So, the safest and most reliable way is to simply assign the champion to player 1.
1, 2, 3.
You can only pin the champion, you can't pin any other wrestler. Also, the champion can't pin anyone, because he's already the champion and needs to defend his title. The mod works exactly as expected, without any errors.
2, 3.
Now, let's try a trickier one, a triple threat tag team match. This match has 3 tag teams. Team 1, Player 1 and Player 3. Team 2, Player 2 and Player 4. Team 3, Player 5 and Player 6. As you can see, the World Tag Team Champions are Edge and Christian. Now, let's try some handicap matches, where the winner of the match becomes the champion.
One, two, three.
We tried a 1-on-3 match, and now let's test out another handicap match. Another limitation of the game, the championship belt doesn't appear during Undertaker's entrance, and it also doesn't appear with John Cena. Maybe it's because both of them have entrance objects that should cover the belts, but I'm not sure. Everything's working perfectly. Now, let's do something different. We'll change the champion and play in season mode to check if the champion stays fixed or updates dynamically. And now, Randy should be the new champion. And that's exactly what needs to be proven. Everything's working as expected. To wrap it up, the tool works by generating cheat codes using if conditions, so make sure to set up the combination for the match you want to decide the champion. Always start a new season mode for the best results. Save to your memory card after every change, reload the cheats, and select the correct champion. For tag teams, remember there's a member 1 and member 2, knowing who's the leader is crucial. And after any change, save and restart the game to avoid glitches caused by the game's limitations. Follow these steps, and your title defense in Exhibition tool will run smoothly, giving you dynamic, fully controllable title outcomes.